Hey, I was finishing my meal just not too long ago, and I thought about something project that I had to do when I was taking my psychology courses, and it was a structure for behavior change. So I had to set up a plan of action for changing a particular behavior, and it had to be a behavior that I had, and changing the habit of eating too fast, which had been something that has been quite a challenge that's cultivated over the years, starting from when I was younger, and being from a large family, finishing the food on your plate, that sort of thing. And so I was thinking about that because as I was eating, I started to swallow, and there was still a piece that I had not chewed. And I slowed down, brought it back to my mouth, and then just finished chewing it. And so I thought about this in regardless to health goals and actually getting healthier. For some of you, that means losing body fat needs to be one of those responses of your body with the changes that you make. And this does make a big difference because the digestive process, it starts in the mouth. And when we properly chew our food, then this allows our body to then initiate that process of having the proper enzymes and breaking them down. And if they're broken down, they're absorbed properly, and our body gets the recovery that it needs. And we know that if the body doesn't get the recovery, then it'll default to other effects of the body that actually work against our body's ability to regenerate, to heal, and then we don't lose the body fat that we leave. It just throws a lot of things off balance. We don't get that proper recovery. And so this is really important for those of you that want to lose body fat, and that you just want to heal better. I mean, we think about recovery overall when, you might get the direction to move more, you might just get that general direction from your physician of move more, you eat less and move more. And the thing is that if your body is in constant pain, it's difficult to move. If you have these pains every time you're trying to move your body, and if every time you move, you don't feel as though you properly recover. I mean, some people are taking weeks in order for their body to recover from the activity they engage in, and some people just have chronic pain. And so that's definitely something that'll get in the way. And so when I thought about this one thing of slowing down and how it'll make a huge difference. So that's what I wanted to just recommend to you all, is that when you are having something to eat, like, be intentional. And for me, I have to be really intentional about it. Like I said, because I have this pattern that I built over the years, eating quickly, having a back-to-back clients to work with, and trying to eat in between, make sure I get in the proper nutrients, those sorts of things. And I kind of had this mindset at one point, like, with just as long as I get it in my body. And that's actually something I would tell my clients back in the days too. Like, you just got to get it in your body. And it's not true. It needs to go through that proper digestive process for us to be able to get the full benefit. And so this is what I want to recommend to you all, is that you want to slow down when you're eating. Do something mentally that enables you to slow down, like maybe listening to softer music or just having it quiet. Anything that will kind of initiate that calm, that act of slowing down. You want to do that. When you're slowing down, you're chewing that food, it's being processed, it's being properly absorbed, but also it helps for your body to be able to identify whether or not you've been satiated. And I know so many times, if when I've been really hungry, maybe I've just waited too long to eat, and I'm eating, and then that process of eating fast, or that pattern of eating fast is taking place, and I'm continuing to eat, and I'm thinking I must be really hungry because I'm still eating. But when in fact, by the time my body catches up and sends me the signal that, hey, I've had enough, it's more than enough. And so then I'm stuffed at that point, and that really harms the digestive process, your sleeping patterns. A lot of different things are negatively affected when you eat too much, and then also that adds to excess body fat as well. And so it's not just with the digestive process, the recovery and the healing, which is so important, but also you get a chance to identify whether or not you have eaten enough. And lastly, many individuals that I've worked with, there's there's this connection, this emotional connection to eating. And so you're eating at a rate that's fast because you're trying to take care of that emotional need, whether it's a negative thing and you're just trying to soothe yourself, or if it's something you consider to be a positive emotion, but you're trying to kind of, accentuate that emotion or extend it. Whatever it is, you're misusing the food because now you're using it for an emotional gratification versus the physical, the nutritional gratification, the reason why we're supposed to eat, the primary reason. And just to add on to that, you all, because sometimes I'll have clients that'll say things like, well, this is good, or I don't like the way this tastes. And what we must understand is that we can determine what tastes good to us. And one example of this would be when you take a look at other cultures and the foods that are considered to be favorite foods, traditional staples, foods that are considered to be delicacies. Some places you can go and look at what they consider to be a delicacy or something that they would have on a special occasion or celebration, and we can say that's absolutely gross. But they're eating it as if it's the best thing ever. And so our culture, how we think about something, we can train ourselves to like, whatever we like. And this actually brought me a lot of relief when I was initially lowering the amount of carbohydrates that I had in my daily intake, when I was stepping away from bread and all of these crackers and all of these things that I was so used to eating. It felt like it was impossible, or that it was just it's going to be like a drab future, like one that would include consistently having to tell myself no restriction, when in fact what I found out is that we can just train our taste buds. You can tell yourself what to like and what not to like. And so that is the light at the end of the tunnel. You can train yourself to not eat emotionally. You can train yourself to engage in other things instead of what you're used to engaging. But when you slow down and you intentionally, like when you go to eat, say, okay, I'm going to slow down. And what happens is you get all of those other benefits, but you also are able to retrain that pattern of emotional eating as well. And in turn, allowing your mind and your body to just be free in deciding what it really wants to take in. So that's the tip for today, you guys. Slow down while you're eating, gain all those benefits. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.